Rose, written by Panwadee, Ponglada K, Ittimakin. Episode 16. Of all the arrogance, what on earth are you doing here? Iris shouted angrily without giving a thought to their respective positions as soon as she saw the tall figure of her uninvited guest walking onto the balcony. She had never spoken in such a harsh voice to anyone before. Calm down. Don't get so angry. I didn't intend to disturb anybody's happiness. I just wanted to have a quiet chat with my future bride. Your brother told me to come and meet you here. And I have found you indeed. Enrique spoke calmly, his eyes trying to fathom the face of the woman he desired to marry for personal as well as commercial reasons. Seeing her anger and the way she looked at him as if he was a total stranger, he was incapable of understanding what she wanted or how she felt. Sometimes he could read her mind. Sometimes he could read her like an open book, but her attitude now was written in a script that he could not decipher. His happiness on hearing from her brother that she had accepted his proposal now disappeared, and his belief that she had really given her heart to him, otherwise she would never have agreed to marry him, was wearing again. The scenes of her and her lover in each other's arms that he had just witnessed, did it signify her intention to obey her brother, marry him, and then go back to her old love? That was utterly impossible. He smiled, an all-knowing smile that lifted one corner of his lips. You don't know Enrique. He chuckled to himself. Wait and see who will win. For now, I will leave you to your own way. You misunderstand. The relationship between us is not as you think. Jake's genuine concern for his friend's future happiness, even at the expense of his own, impelled him to try to explain the situation. He did not want Enrique to suspect Irene unjustly, as that would cause friction in their marriage. He himself would be an outsider in the future. He had to accept that. Even if it was, I wouldn't care. If you will excuse me, I have something to discuss with Irene in private. I will wait outside. Jack conceded. I will join you soon, Irene replied encouragingly. When the tall figure of her friend had disappeared, Irene decided that they should go inside. It was too dark outside for her to be alone with this man. Before she could act on her intention, her injured left arm was roughly grabbed bed, so she could not move, and she cried out in pain. Sorry. Too late. Enrique remembered that the bullet wound in her shoulder had not completely healed, and that her fashionable long-sleeved shirt was concealing the dressing still covering it. He should have been gentle with her when she had been wounded instead of him. His face became softer as he said, I have something to talk over with you. But I don't have anything. Iris snapped back. You should have. Our wedding. Why do we have to talk about that? But everything will be as you want it anyway. She detested him for taking advantage of her brother, for using his power as the new owner of the company, and most of all, for using all this as a way to get her to marry him. Why hadn't he spoken about this to her himself instead of threatening her brother? He was selfish, just wanting his own way all the time, irrespective of other people's feelings. We both have our own reasons for deciding to marry. I want you to accept the truth and stop behaving like a spoiled child, wanting a piece of cake that you can't have. Understand? Now he has the nerve to compare Jake to a piece of cake and me to a child. If he wants to think like that, then I don't care. I'm not going to waste my time explaining to him. I refuse. What did you say to your brother to make him agree to our marriage so easily? But I won't pry. That's your own affair. However, having reached this point, you should start acting like a bride-to-be. Remember, women here don't answer back to their future husbands. He was dissatisfied that Irie had blocked him in front of Jake just then. Thought Irie, I don't care. Whatever he thinks is his own affair. I'm not a beautifully dressed karaoke, boosting men's egos and having to give in to their wishes. I'm not like that. Now, I never will be. Tim mused rebelliously before adding aloud. If you have said all, you have to stay. I will go into the house. Wait. Before Irene knew what was happening, she felt her body collapse in Enrique's embrace. She had no chance to avoid the warm lips that pressed against hers. She struggled ineffectually, either because of her shoulder wound or some other reason unknown even to herself. Don't resist. Your arm will get hurt if you do. That's better. His voice expressed satisfaction that Irie did not offer any more resistance. He had the air of a man of experience and, fully satisfied, released her. I was correct to choose you, even though I still have to teach you many things. But you have already proved yourself a quick learner, he said, staring at her full lips, swollen with the marks of his kiss. She flushed with embarrassment and seethed with frustration. Get out, you madman. In all my life, I've never met such a barbarian as you. Really? He teased her. If you want me to go, I will leave. Oh, I nearly forgot. Whenever I'm near you, I'm like this. He seemed to speak the last words to himself. I had been determined to talk about our wedding. I have already decided the day, time, and place. Check the details with Maria, my secretary. You already know each other. If you don't see me for a while, don't be startled. My business in Sao Paulo is not yet finished. I will be commuting back and forth, but I can promise that I will be here in time for our wedding. He bent over and imprinted a kiss on Irie's forehead before leaving the room, whistling happily. Irie was left angry and alone. Crazy man. I even have to ask his secretary about my own wedding. If it isn't important to him, why did he ask me to marry me? We could just register the marriage quietly and not let people know. Irene muttered to herself, not understanding why she felt let down and upset when she herself had decided voluntarily to make his dreams and hopes come true. She could not blame anybody else, but only wait for the wedding day to arrive. When she had got everything she wanted, she would leave Leo and never return. Although Ivy told herself that she was marrying to pay back her debt of gratitude to her brother, nevertheless, she could not suppress her excitement as the wedding day approached. She took charge of everything and selected the pure white wedding dress with its fine embroidery and matching veil by herself, and looked like a princess when she tried it on at Pamela's house. Her mother Karen was also present, having hurriedly flown down to Rio when she heard the news. If Viri was still alive, she would be so happy. Karen commented. Yes. Karen's words prompted Irene to think about her mother, and tears streamed down her cheeks. Nobody there thought anything of it, assuming that she cried in sorrow that had prevented Iris' natural mother from attending her wedding, and none of her Thai relations were coming either. She sobbed as she hugged Karen, disappointed deep down that her wedding was not what it seemed to be to others. But how could she tell the truth? Wipe away your tears, otherwise the groom will see it, and that's unlucky. Irene took the handkerchief her sister-in-law offered her and dabbed her tears. Now you mention him. I have not seen the groom since have arrived in Rio, commented Karen. He's tired up with work in Sao Paulo. Irene hurried to explain, lest her mother should suspect anything. But the wedding day is almost here. He should pass over the business to other people. Or does he think work is more important? No, it's not that. I told him myself not to worry about these things. I can manage everything by myself, with help from Cody and Pamela. I didn't wonder why she was covering up for him. See, he has gone off and is completely silent. No news from him for a full month. Why should I care about him? After we have married and we have both got what we want, we should be satisfied. When the time comes, we will say our attitudes were not compatible. That's what I have heard other people say. Then we will go our separate ways. If you understand each other, then it's okay, said Karen, giving in. Yes, we understand each other, said Irene in a soft voice, repeating the words in her heart. Yes, he and I do understand each other somehow. On her wedding day, Irene and Karen went in the same limousine to the church where the ceremony was to be held, with Cody, Pamela, their two children, and the children's nanny following in a second big white limousine. It was a large, imposing church, often used for the wedding ceremonies of Carioca, who were mainly Catholic. When they arrived, elegant relations and close friends were already waiting outside the church. I saw Gabriel and Manuel, Ricardo and Sasha, along with Banita, the old family maid, among the guests, numbering about 100 in all. I wanted to greet the people she knew, but following the dictates of tradition, she had to go and wait inside the room, across from the church where the ceremony was to be held. Today is the happiest day in my life. I will go and wait outside with Pam. Cody came in to tell his sister, putting an arm around her shoulders. Thank you. Waiting for the wedding ceremony to begin, I sat quietly while the beautician adjusted her makeup and dabbed her perspiration. She could not help thinking that if she and Enrique were in love this day, would be the happiest day in her life. She only stopped thinking when an official told her it was time to go to the church. Iris walked with lowered head behind a little bridesmaid, clasping a basket of soft pink rose petals, which she scattered on the red carpet ahead of the bride. As brother led her on his arm down aisle to the altar, the perspiration soaking through Iris' lacy white robes was a telltale sign of her nervousness. Cody squeezed her hand encouragingly before giving her to the groom, handsome and manly in his classic black western style suit. Enrique took Iris' hand and raised it to his lips skillfully yet tenderly, before leading her to stand in front of the officiating priest. As the priest read a passage from the Bible, Iris felt as if she were floating in the sky, weightless. She could scarcely remember repeating the priest's words and responding, "I do," as she had practiced. Her little nephew Jared proudly bore the shower with the plain gold wedding rings, which the bride and groom then exchanged. Finally, the priest proclaimed, "I now pronounce you husband and wife in the name of God," giving the groom permission to kiss the bride. Iris saw Enrique's hand shake as he lifted the lacy veil that was covering her face. He was obviously just as nervous as Iris. After he had given his bride the customary kiss on her lips, Enrique's arm encircled Iris' waist as they walked back down the aisle, amid the words of congratulations and wishes for their happiness called out by their friends. Suddenly, Iris caught sight of Monica, sitting right at the back of the church, wiping her eyes with a lace handkerchief. A cute little boy sitting beside her. Iris' heart skipped a beat, and the tears rolled down her own cheeks. Iris' excitement vanished, and she was not even interested in who caught her wedding bouquet before she got into the car waiting in front of the church. Her change of feeling did not go unnoticed by the person sitting beside her. "What is the matter now? You look as if you have been condemned to death. It's the wedding day, for God's sake. Can I ask you to look happy even today? If thinking about me doesn't make you happy, then think about your brother. Smile. Then nobody will suspect anything." Iris tried to smile at everyone clustering around the car as they set off for their honeymoon at some secret destination, known only to Enrique. A sign in the back window of his new white Mercedes-Benz sports car proclaimed them to be just married. After they had driven quite a way, Iris asked, "Where are you taking me?" "Wait and see." Enrique seemed indifferent to her and did not try to get her to talk. After a considerable time, the road started to bring up a hillside, on the top of which was a solitary white house with a red tiled roof in the Portuguese style, to which Iris was by now accustomed. Palm trees around the house provided welcome shade, while the garden was filled with native plants and trees whose names Iris did not know. "This is where we are going to spend our honeymoon," Enrique announced. His words made a shiver run down Iris' spine. She was irrationally afraid of being alone with this man, who was now her husband in the eyes of both religion and the law. When she had agreed to marry him, she had forgotten that after the wedding, there must be a honeymoon. How could she have forgotten this? Stupid. Now she could find no reason to avoid what was to come. He would not give in to her anyway. Alice sat stiffly in the car. Even after it had pulled up in front of the house, so Enrique had to walk around to open the door for her. You can get out now, or do I have to carry you? Not waiting for her answer, he picked her up, still wearing her white wedding dress. Let me go. I'm quite capable of walking. She struggled to escape and beat her fist on his white chest. You want to kill me on our wedding night? What a bad girl you are. You want to be punished? He tried to kiss her again, made Alice stop hitting him, and allowed him to carry her into the house through the imposing entrance door. When they were inside, its attractive design and well-appointed features attracted her attention. From its plain exterior, she had not thought it would be so charming inside. Enrique guessed her thoughts and said, "This house is belonged to my father, who bequeathed it to me when he died. I only knew this after I came back from America. I still feel sorry that no one took care of it and that it was left abandoned for 10 years. The walls, ceiling, and pillars were made from pure white marble with intricate carvings. The wide ceiling of the sitting room had a beautiful large chandelier in the middle. The owner of the house flicked the light switch with one hand, and sparkling light from the chandelier flooded the spacious room. The style and quality of the white leather upholstery of the sitting room furniture clearly revealed that it must have been ordered from Italy. Ivy already knew that he had inherited artistic Italian from his father. In addition to these signs of his Italian blood, traces of his Portuguese inheritance from his mother could be detected in every corner of the room. The navy blue window frame decorations were genuine Portuguese, and the local wood and orchids made the house look lived in. The blend of Italian and Portuguese elements resulted in a pleasing harmony, just as in the owner himself. If he had not been such a playboy, I would have been impressed by him. She accepted to herself that he was an interesting man, someone who under normal circumstances she would like to get to know. She had almost forgotten that this man was now her husband. Iris stopped thinking and stared at one wall on which a life-size family portrait in oils was hanging. The tall man in the painting looked just like Enrique. His ears, eyes, eyebrows, nose, and chin all had a remarkable resemblance. It must be the father he had spoken about. The fair-skinned woman with long black hair and a sharp but beautiful face standing by his side must be his mother, a saint of noble Portuguese stock, which had emigrated to live in Brazil hundreds of years ago. A boy who looked alike, both his mother and father, and the little girl who resembled her mother was standing in front. An old painting from my childhood days. I found it in the storeroom, dusted it off, and got an artist to bring it back to its original state, touching it up where the colors were starting to fade. I could detect a softness and sense of regret in Enrique's voice as he continued. I tried to restore this house to its original state as much as possible. You like it? Yes. It has a certain charm that I have never encountered elsewhere. You are not like other women. Some women don't like old things, thinking they are out of date and not modern. I can see the importance and value of old things, especially things that have been passed down in the family. These things make us proud of our heritage. We are luckier than a lot of other people. Some people have no such legacy to make them proud. In fact, it disgraces and shames them. Enrique had many things to be proud of, but he disregarded them. Why she had nothing left to be proud of from this day. Enrique and Irene knew something of which other people were not aware. Irene had sold herself to save her brother. Irene trembled and thought about Katana, her half-brother, who refused to accept her. She had wrestled with this problem for so long, and now it caused her to burst into tears. Oh, you are crying again. Have I done anything to upset you? Enrique could identify with the feelings of this girl, her face tinged with the mystic of the Orient, who was now his wife. He had once wondered why her face and skin were so unlike her brother's, but had not asked because it was not important to him. Finding out the truth had not caused him to cancel the wedding. He comforted her, kissing her brown hair, feeling her trembling as he held her in his arms. Irene quickly recovered her calm, and he asked her gently, "I'm a good listener. If you want to release your feelings, I'm here. We can share everything from now on. For whatever the reason, I don't want us to keep any secrets from each other. Understand?" His tenderness and understanding made Irene feel comfortable, and she poured out the story of her life to him in detail. When she had finished, he looked at her with eyes full of understanding and compassion. "One day, sooner or later, you will be lucky like me." Irene had not intended to tell him so much, but it had happened naturally. He thought that maybe he would tell her in return more about himself, but that did not happen. He did not refer to the things that MamLada had told her about not liking his Italian heritage and trying to avoid accepting it. Well, it doesn't matter. Irene told herself, if we don't divorce beforehand, maybe one day he will tell me. However, she did not believe that that day would ever come, as she was determined to divorce him as soon as possible. The sooner, the better for both of them. Both sides had got what they wanted, and he could then go back to his own love. The image of Monica sitting wiping her tears in the church had impressed itself on her mind, and Irene's pity for her made her forget to think about herself.